Yeah, this project started as a proof of concept, so I kind of have a little issue with test coverage since I didn't start testing it from the beginning. And so in this episode, I think I'll be starting that process of making up all the tests. I'm going to start with this page, the clip editing page, that allows me to set the start point AV clip, and let's see how that goes. Alright, see you in a bit. Okay, so I spent all of last night trying to test this button right here, which sets the start point for the clip. Let's see, we have the preview at 1 second and something. If I click that button, it goes to 1 second and something, which actually rounds up to 2. But yeah, it sets it to the previewer's current timestamp. And so what I was thinking initially was to use the platform channels, which are the bridges between Dart and the Java or Kotlin implementation of the player. But that was actually too complex and I couldn't test it properly. So I ended up creating a mock version of the player. I'll show you that right now. Right, here's how I got it to work. I mocked the IJK Media Controller, which is a controller for the video player I'm using in the edit clip page, and every time it asks for the current position of the video player, I'll tell it it's at 15.1 seconds. So the edit clip page right here starts at 0 seconds when I insert the clip, and once I press this button in the test, this shutter speed button, it'll say starting at 15.1 seconds, which is exactly what I want for this test, and it only took me all night last night, and I'll show you what that looked like. Alright, so with that out of the way, this is how I tested this page. I did 4 different tests, each testing a different thing. The first one handles the set start button, which is this shutter speed button right here that sets the start of that clip to the current position of the previewer. We're testing this starting at button, which makes the previewer go back to that timestamp. We're testing these 2 arrows that let me fine-tune where I want the clip to start. And finally, this bottom button right here that allows me to create another clip from this same file. So the first one just pumps the page right here to the tester, expects the starting at to be at 0 seconds because the clip doesn't have a specified timestamp, so it'll start at the beginning. Then it taps the shutter speed button, and since we mocked the previewer controller to return 15.1 seconds once it was requested the video info, we now expect the starting at button to have the 15.1 second mark. Finally, I'm checking that the page returns the proper clip once the user clicks on the done button, and the following tests follow the same train of thought. So I'm creating a clip, passing it onto the page and pumping the page onto the tester. I'm checking to see if the starting at matches the clip. Then I'm tapping the starting at button and I'm checking that the video previewer controller has a method seek2 invoked with the proper value. Onto the tap find scrub buttons, which are those little arrows right here to fine-tune the start point. So in here I'm creating the clip just like the other 2 tests. I'm pumping the page widget and I'm creating the media controller outside just so I can verify if it has been called to seek to a certain timestamp. So I'm pressing the left arrow once and checking if the timestamp goes from 10 seconds to 9.9 seconds, and then pressing the right arrow twice to see if the timestamp goes to 10 seconds again, and then 10.1. And then finally I expect the final clip submitted to be to have the start timestamp at 10.1. The last test is just testing the add another clip from this file right here. So I'm checking if the start timestamp is at 10 seconds again, and each time I press the add another clip from this file, I check to see if the number of buttons, let's say starting at a certain number of seconds, increase. Finally, I check to see if when clicking done, it returns an array with the 3 created clips, and that those clips have the proper properties. So that's it. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next code dive. Take care.